Whenever you learn something new uh, or get involved in a project that you might not be familiar with, there's always a learning curve. Doesn't make any difference if it's job related or just family stuff. It takes time to comprehend how to do things properly. Same is true with starting a new system like what we have at DTVB. The One of the big differences, however, that we've decided that is necessary, and that is we want you as a trader to be able uh, to find opportunities immediately. To do that, you need to put indicators into the scanner, and the scanner will punch out whatever you plug into that. For example, you can put power pink up as an indicator and enter it into the scanner. You can also put power blue down. And so you basically create a divergent condition. And you can literally do that in dozens and dozens of examples. And with when you have indicators built, and this is why we've built over 400 indicators. Could be closer to 500. I should count them, but I know it's over 400. And there's different types of indicators, but there's some master indicators like for the chart and different things like that. But the result is, or the effect of what we've done here, is to give you as a trader the ability to jumpstart uh, your efforts into this new system, because with indicators pre-built, all you have to do is simply go down the list, plug them in, and you can create whatever you can think of. There's obviously at some point you're going to want to build your own, but you could literally find almost any type of divergent move within the system that you see on the charts, and all of that type of activity that you think of as a part of the system. That ability that you have to instantly create those scans gives you the ability to instantly find opportunities. And so that's why we created the pre-built indicators, simply because we knew that it would be highly advantageous if you did not have to build any indicators to make use of this system. There are other videos that we have that show you how to build indicators for the scanner and build indicators for the radar screen, but it's not needed. In this particular window, it's basically the indicator list within the system that we have that you can open up and go to and literally pick one. Like, for example, if you wanted to pick the chart copy of Power Yellow, that when I say chart copy, that literally will just load up the Power Yellow line on the chart, and you can do that for any of the things that we see here. If you wanted, the second page that I've turned to here has more chart copies of stuff, and then you can get into other ideas or examples of what you might like to see. Down here we have right leg W, price red up, divergent with power red down in a 2-day movement. And we also have some range percentages that you can utilize to find out which candles are moving the most as a percentage of those that maybe your favorite 300 that you pick. There's more right leg W stuff. There's examples. Here's the band chart stuff and some of the master swing chart. Here's the entire swing chart. You just that can just be plugged in into whatever chart you want, or excuse me, yeah, into a chart you want. But when you open up the Day Trading Visual Basics system, all of this stuff will be loaded on the chart. You're not going to need to add anything, but this stuff gives you the ability to change things. There's more related stuff with the open or the previous close here. We've got here's some primary large trading groups. These are just some indicators that we created. Basically, the large one has like 10 of them, and the medium one and small, it just gets farther, goes farther down. These are designed to work with the 22 market force recognition indicators, because you can only load 30 indicators onto the radar screen at one time, and so those were created for that purpose. And when you open up and see, you'll identify. Inside of those, we have the shares column. We've built a column so that if, for example, you want to trade $10,000 on a trade, you can plug that $10,000 into the formula, just open it up, and then it'll print out the number of shares for every single stock that you might be considering trading. So it's a quick way to get into a position. When it has an underline like these have, those are designed for the radar screen. And there's more examples. We've got some stuff that we call AIM. It's basically a way to do things. Like here's some of the sky touches. Here's these are Power Zion down and the Power 3 up. These are classic location patterns already pre-built and ready to go for the proximity group when you're searching for gaps up and gaps down. There's other examples there. There's some the band, the Scion high band and the Scion low band. You can enter those separately onto a chart, or use them for calculation. Like you want to determine if the close is over or under a band, or something like that. There's several big 3 indicators that are pre-built. There's some diff indicators, meaning difference between something. There's some divergent indicators. There's some at the bottom, some equal indicators. Whenever you have equal indicators, it's like a low angle bottom or a low angle down or a low angle top, except that it's equal. So it could be on a post or a peak, or it could be at a bottom. And those are usually pretty powerful in telling us about a big movement the next day. Whenever you have equal, I've got a lot of those that are equal, ready to go, pre-built. Here are some of the master things for the radar screen. Here's the 22. Well, each one of the 22 are built, are entered separately, excuse me. But this is the master line for the crossover and cross under of those indicator lines. So in other words, when when they cross, when one of those indicator lines crosses over or under 0, and a box color alert lights up. So you can literally see, like, if 6 or 8 lines cross over 0 on the same day, boom, 6 or 8 boxes light up out of the 22 columns that are listed in that indicator. And then there's the proximity group live down signals and up signals. And then, of course, there's the down touches and up touches that are listed here. There's the 7 short-term trend lines. Those are all the master for the radar screen. There's the power blue and power Zion. There's power green, power pink, power red, power white, and yellow. There's power green, or price green. There's price red. There's swing Zion. There's swing gray. There's swing pink. There's swing yellow. There's trend blue. There's trend gray and green. There's trend more green, trend pink, trend red, trend red, trend red, trend red, more trend red. There's zip blue and zip Zion. There's zip gray, and zip goes down to zip gray lowest. And there's zip green in that example. There's zip pink. There's zip red. There's zip yellow. There's zip blue. Excuse me. There's a down at zip pink under 1 is another one, and I think that is a mistake on the Times Power Blue. I think I've got to check into that one. But this is an example of, or it's just basically what's in is on the indicator list, excuse me, that are pre-built and ready to go. Literally hundreds and hundreds of indicators. All you have to do is open them up. When the scanner says you want to load an indicator, and you go over to that window, grab a hold of it and click open, and it literally transfers right into your indicator. And then you change it to alert, and you change it to true, and you'll see that when you get in there, and that will give you an alert and tell you only those indicators with whatever that alert is will be printed. And you can do, like I identified before, you can do a power blue up and a power pink down, or any type of divergence you can think of. Some of the divergence we've pre-built, some of the, like for example, I think I've got power blue and pink up and power white and yellow down. I think I've built that into one indicator, right? Instead of having to load 4 indicators, boom, you can just load 1 indicator. And there's other time-saving indicators built like that to give you the ability to quickly use them to load up, to find opportunities in the search to load into the scanner. And then, of course, the radar screen is there for, you can use many of those indicators within the radar screen as well. So lots of time-saving indicators ready to go. We are motivated by this system. We are excited by this system. We are just amazed at what this system can do. We are trying to help in every way that we can to get you up and moving quickly should you decide that you need a new system. Because I've talked about traps, and I've explained different things in why we're we get involved or don't get involved in we just get used to doing things as they are. I mean, it's just like me. I thought I had a system for months and years, and all I had was some sensitive indicators. And until I put the formula power together with the patterns and verifying the conditions and using the signals to identify the points to enter a stock or to exit a stock, I didn't even realize I had no system. I was happily trading. Not doing well, but I was happily trading. And so until you realize what you don't have, I mean, let's face it, people do not understand what sensitive indicators are until you use sensitive indicators. And then you relate and you have a basis to compare something against. You compare it with what you were using, and then you see how powerful sensitive indicators are. But you're not going to see that until you use them. And that's one of the big things that I'm trying to get across to people that are contemplating either becoming a DTVB member or not. Because we definitely believe we have the most powerful system on the planet. We know, or we have not found another system that will identify market strength in stock movements. We don't know of anybody that's doing something as simple as that, just generating and identifying the strength in a market movement. And we do it on the first day of the movement, and it's easily done or easily identified with our sensitive indicators. Simple BOC lower or BOC higher patterns on the very first day of a cycle bottom tell us that a BOC higher pattern is going to tell us that we got more strength in that market movement. That's a simplistic way of defining strength through line length. And then, of course, we have gaps. We find gaps before the gap occurs, and we do it through the three patterns: the identical indicators, the down touches in the trend chart, and of course the proximity group location patterns that alert us to positions that the power 4 lines and the power Zion line are in when gaps occur. And you put all of that, it's a 3 pattern requirement to find gaps. You can't just look at the down touches, and you can't just look at the identical indicators, and you need 12 or more in one pattern. Or if you could have 9 and 5, or you could have 9 and 9 in a 2 pattern formula or a 2 pattern group. The same thing, you have a total of more than 12. And we even look at 3 patterns. One time I saw 3 7s, 3 different patterns that were all price up patterns, but there were only 7 in each one. But I had a total of 21, and it gapped up beautifully. It's powerful. It's there. Everybody is going to tell you that, or most will tell you that you cannot tell what's going to happen in the stock market. And let me tell you, that statement is true in most cases, because we can only see, this is a guess on my part, we can only see on any given day, if you took 100 stocks, we could tell you which way probably 20 to 40% of the stocks were going to go the next day, or care about them, really. We might be able to identify more directionally, but we don't see any strength. So there's no point, in our opinion, there's no point entering that position. You want to find positions that are going to have nice big candles the next day, or gaps the next day. And you can do that through indicator line length and other methods. And so that's what the system is all about. That's why we built the 400 plus indicators, so that you can plug in just about literally anything you want without even building one single indicator. If you need to build one and you don't find it, we've got videos that show you how to build them, and of course ours are very minor compared to the videos that are on TradeStation. TradeStation has details about how you can do things with their tools, like the scanner and the radar screen. So powerful, powerful system. Yet it's very basic in nature. It gives us all that we wanted. We absolutely mandated that we had to have the ability to see what was happening the next day. We wanted to see market pressures and market forces. We wanted to have leading indicators. That, in the beginning, that's the only thing we knew about or understood. We knew that the concept was there. You could see a stock go up or down, or likely go up or down the next day. And one of the leading indicators is momentum, but we don't use momentum at all in our system. There's better things to use. So it's amazing. We knew that from the beginning. That's why we've decided to share it. You have to make the decision if you've got the best system that on the market, because there is a lot of competition out there.